Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Welcome to 447th meeting of Sarjapura Road Toastmasters Club. Toastmasters provide a supportive and positive learning experience where their members are empowered to develop their communication and leadership skills, thus resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. With that in mind, today's theme is two-way communication, something Toastmaster Piyush, who is Toastmaster of the day, will talk a lot more about. But before starting with our meeting, there are a few ground rules. First, please refrain from any talking or movement when the meeting is ongoing or someone speaking. Second, please set your mobile phones in silent mode, and I can give you a few seconds for that. And third, please avoid any talk about sex, politics, and religion. With that in mind, this club's motto is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning experience where each of its members are empowered to develop their communication and leadership skills, thus resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Pretty similar to the Toastmasters motto. And with all this, I would like to hand over the stage to our presiding officer, Toastmaster Piyush.
So once again, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Okay, all good. So good morning. So today we are having a 447th meeting. I declare 447th meeting open. So let's have some small discussion. So before that, I want to take small introduction from maybe the guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Jesse, and we are totally doing Toastmasters. I've never joined the session, so I just thought about it. So just to build my confidence, speaking at the stage, I thought it's quite late in my stage of life. I think when I'm seeing a young crowd, it's very nice. But hopefully, at this point, I will build myself confidence on stage. And that was my intention of reaching out this time.
Thank you. Thanks for joining. There is no age limit for anything, right? So we all are here. Maybe we also have the small college graduates who just passed out to do the. We had one of our members who had a double doctorate degree, and she was 65 plus. She was also our member. So there is no age limit, and we all are open-minded. Welcome. Would you like to introduce yourself? May I give you introduction?
Yeah. So now my name is Sarjapura, and I'm looking forward to this meeting because I think last couple of times it was cancelled, but yeah, I'm looking forward to this to build my confidence in public speaking and communication skills in general. And I'm working as a developer in IT labs, and I'm doing that work on my
Nice to meet you. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, please welcome. No? I think December is a kind of holiday thing for everyone, and a couple of the meetings were cancelled, and thanks that you joined us today. Thank you. Would you like to introduce?
Yeah, myself Nikhil. So I actually came from 3 months back, and then once again in December. Then, but because meetings were not happening very frequently.
So thanks for joining us. So I think you joined us for open house segments. Okay, regular meetings. Okay, so welcome. Yeah, actually, just give the overview. We are taking the guest introduction. So would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah. I'm currently from Tamil Nadu, so currently I'm working in this
Thank you. Thanks for joining us today. Yeah, and we have one guest, but he's also a speaker. So let's take his introduction along with the speeches. Okay. I think I covered all the guests. So the theme of the day is two-way communication. This is what just we had now, right? So it is a two-way communication interaction. So for me, whatever, before coming to the meeting, every meeting, I really promise I practice something. But on stage, if I don't even tell the sentence what I prepared. So I just go with the flow, I just start interacting. This is how it goes for me. So So two-way communication is what like both the communication happens, then on spot you feel like confident, or maybe something that creative things or creative words will come. So that is how it is. So and also there are lot many things with the two-way communication. I want to hear it from our TMOD. So handing the stage over to Piyush.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. So this two-way communication, it is an interactive and collaborative process which involves bidirectional flow of ideas, thoughts, feedback, or information between two parties, sender and receiver. And the success of the communication is judged from the feedback that you receive from the receiver. But how many times has it been like you are even in a face-to-face conversation? You are speaking something and you are trying to get across the idea very clearly, but still the person's reaction is very different. It means you do not accept that reaction. You accept like you were thinking that you are communicating the idea across, but the feedback is quite different. Then sometimes you are surprised by that, or sometimes it comes up later as a misunderstanding. What you were understanding that yeah, I had communicated my idea across, but it doesn't happen. So you want to share any specific instance that you face as such of this kind, which you recall? Okay, so I thought when I joined the job as such, I was a technical developer, software developer, and then later on I became like an SME or so. So I thought my communication was very good. I used to communicate clearly what was the technical requirements and all that. But as and when I moved to project manager, all my confidence went to this year. I could not communicate. It means when you have to, as a project manager, when you have to get the work done from multiple departments, and then also communicate with the customer and whatever the issues, challenges, everything, and get the communication across whatever customer thoughts are with you. All those things I will face a lot of problems. So then I realized the value of two-way communication. We'll explore that more in further. So before further to that, I will now explain the structure of the meeting. We have three structures with three parts. First part is the prepared speech segment. It involves a person taking up as per level, project and pathway. They will speak for 4 to 7 minutes. Thereafter, there would be an evaluation later. There is a table topic segment where you give impromptu speech for 1 to 2.5 minutes. Guests can also participate in that. And the last part, the final segment, is the evaluation section, where all the persons, it means participants, or it would be evaluated, the prepared speeches, and then there would be a general evaluation. So for this, I would like to call upon our general evaluator, Toastmaster Piyush. He is from Bangalore. He is currently working in Bangalore as a software engineer at Nutanix. And I see him as a very regular participant in our club.
Thank you, Toastmaster Piyush. Good morning, everyone. I am the general evaluator for today's meeting, and for guests' sake, my role is divided into two parts. The first part, which is before speech, prepared speeches and PDM role, is the part where I introduce my tag team who will assist me today with the evaluations. And the second part, which happens after table topic speeches, where I will help or where I will ask my tag team to present their report as well as my own overall evaluation of the meeting. With that in mind, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Chanda, who will be the timer for today's session. And Toastmaster Chanda, she has been a prolific member of this club, and she is the one who does almost everything, and she's really great. In her own words, she loves to interact with new people and know more about them, and she also surprises her friends by like talking about their personality by analyzing their handwriting.
So as you all know, time is very much important. So about a few days back, I was reading a book that said, some people may be financially rich, but everyone is time poor. To elaborate, people today have multiple things jostling for their attention, and therefore your company marketing effort should not waste their time. If you think about it, for a public speaker, this is truly equal. When a speaker takes too much time to arrive at their center point or speak beyond the time limit, a time poor audience may choose to abandon them. It is therefore very important to deliver your speech or the message that you are delivering in the allotted time. This is the very essence of the role of the timer in Toastmaster. In Toastmaster, every session has a predefined time limit for the speaker. As a timer, it is my duty to let speaker be aware of their time when they are on the stage. For the prepared speech segment, the time allocated will be 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, I will be showing the green card. At 6 minutes, I will be showing the yellow card. At 7 minutes, I will be showing the red card. And as we have icebreaker today, so the speech limit will be 4 to 6 minutes. 4 minutes, I will be showing the green card. At 5 minutes, I will be showing the yellow card. And at 6 minutes, I will be showing the red card. And for the doable topic section, the time limit allocated is 1 to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I will be flashing the green card. At 1.5 minutes, I will be showing the yellow card. And at 2 minutes, I will be showing the red card. And for the evaluation, time limit is 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I will flash the green card. At 2.5, I will show the yellow card. And at 3 minutes, I will show the red card. And there is a grace period for 30 seconds after the red card is flashed for the speaker to know that they have to wrap up. So I hope all the speakers try to be within their time limit, and I will be back with my report at the end of the meeting. And for everyone to note, Satya will be noting down when table topic master is ongoing, just because I am doing that. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chandra. Now I would like to call on Toastmaster Balaji. Toastmaster Balaji has been a pretty regular member of the team of this club, specifically, and historically he has been the one who has taken general evaluator role, but things have changed today. In his own words, he is a software engineering professional living in Bangalore for last 10 years, and he enjoys listening to music and movies.
To be an effective speaker, you should avoid unnecessary pauses, repetitive sounds and words, and which are often used as pause fillers or crutch sounds. I will observe all the use of repetitive words like and, so, but, and also I will look for the unnecessary sounds that are used in the speeches, like or at the end of the meeting I will share my. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Balaji. Now I would like to call upon Toastmaster Admesh. Toastmaster Admesh is the youngest member of our club. However, he is pretty prolific and attended almost all the meetings and took up one role or another, for which we are really grateful. Admesh graduated recently from BITS Pilani, and right now he works as an electronics engineer in a startup. And he likes to travel, meet new people, and spend time in nature.
Hello everyone, I'll be the grammarian for today. As the grammarian, my duty is to point out all the good and bad usage of grammar. Additionally, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day today, which is complicit, which means to take part in. As an example, Ramesh was complicit in the robbery. So, if someone is taking part in something, can use complicit in that activity. So I hope a lot of people use the word as a day-to-day, and at the end of the session, I'll present a report. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Piyush. Now, at the end of our session, I'll be presenting my general evaluator report along with calling upon my tag team to present their report as well. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thanks for explaining the evaluation process and bringing out the fact here with honor. Okay, so now there has been a change in the process. So I would like to call upon Toastmasters Zipper for the evaluation of the Toastmasters. Okay. So.
Speaker 1 is Sumit, and the evaluator will be Satya.
Oh, I thought you were.
Something changed.
So,
I
yeah, so I would like to call upon Toastmaster Satya. Yeah, he works for Boss, and he is he's exploring yoga. Though I don't know why, because I have always seen him to be a very calm person, very cool person. So, and also he's an avid cricket enthusiast. And I also remember he is a very good in watching movies. Yeah. So, Toastmasters.
Thank you. Good morning, Toastmasters. Today I am evaluating first time. Okay, this is also on the spot. Okay, I have a chance to evaluate he is not the member of our club, but his name is Sumit. He is working as a consultant currently. He is very habituated about workouts and gym. Okay, so now his topic is that one. Hello to fellow Toastmasters. The topic is hello to fellow Toastmasters. Yeah.
So, I would now like to call upon Toastmasters to get this.
So, good morning, fellow Toastmasters. It's a privilege to be here among you all. Introduce myself. So, my name is Sumit, and by any chance, do you know what that means, or can anybody guess? Well, that means a good friend. I'm someone who gets led up on people very easily, independent of personas. If there's one thing I value in life, that's building meaningful relationships and being there for the people I care about. I come from Sarjapura, but my roots are from a very small village in Bihar, a place where life moves at a very slow pace, but the social ties are incredibly strong. Growing up there, I learned the importance of connections, hard work, and simplicity. And these values have shaped up who I am today. Professionally, I'm a senior consultant at Deloitte. And when I look back at the work I do, I realize it's not just about understanding challenges or creating strategies. It's also about crafting meaningful communications, influencing decisions, and building trust. Skills which I try to define every single day. And that brings me to why I joined Toastmasters. I joined Toastmasters because, like many of you, I wanted to work on my public speaking and communication skills. Public speaking has been something I have always had a grip on, but I felt that there's a gap between where I am today and where I want to be. In all the previous experiences with public speaking, communication and leadership, I got to know that there's a gap between where I am here currently and where I want to be. And I wanted to work on those gaps so that I can so that I can move forward in those areas. Now coming to academics, I graduated from IIT Patna and I got to work in a manufacturing company And there too I constantly challenge myself to bring the best version of myself, and that rigor and hunger to grow and learn drove me to write MBA in Francis. And that's how I landed up at SIBM Pune. So I pursued MBA in marketing from SIBM Pune, and I got placed in LTI Mindfield. I got all that I asked for, but somehow I felt there was something missing, and that was my desire to try for civil services. So I wrote civil service examination and qualified for UPSC prelims, but somehow I could not clear the mains. Despite that outcome, I had an unprecedented personal growth. So I came out as an individual who became more aware, more humble, and more resilient. I have a different yet an inclusive perspective towards life and work. Now, sorry for interruptions. But beyond all of these accomplishments, there's one thing that I'm particularly proud of. My wife Pooja Thakur. She's the reason I'm here. She's a wonderful human being and she works as a human resource manager. We both stay in Sarjapura and she continues to motivate me every single day to be the best version of myself. And while I mentioned about my love, how can I not mention my second love, walking out? Amidst all the chaos and hustle of life, hitting the gym every single day is something that I don't miss, and it fills me with all the required energy and motivation to kind of keep going. Coming back to my objective here at Toastmaster, I want to become a confident speaker. A speaker who doesn't feel restricted or judged while addressing a group. I want to be a person who expresses his ideas clearly, engages with an audience effortlessly, and inspires people with his words. And this clearly is aligned with what I have envisioned for my life. I want to become a chief marketing officer in the next 10 years, and that journey has already begun. So I thank all of you for becoming a part of this journey, and I look forward to learning from each of you, and I hope that in future, when I stand up to speak, I'll not only be a better communicator, but I'll also inspire people to be the best versions of themselves, just as I am striving to do. So thank you all. Thanks. I had a great time. I think Jen, there's a lot of things that you said. Because many things you said brought about the growth journey that you had and how you kind of overcome many things. But I see it means you are on a, how to say, an ideal growth path and also aiming for something to really achieve that. Great. All the best. So next, I would like to Toastmaster Piyush. She is a, what to say?
There is a small change. We will go for table topics. My availability is not yet arrived.
Okay.
So we'll go for table topics now.
Okay.
She will be evaluated, so she will be watching.
Okay, definitely. So the Toastmaster Piyush is, it means, she's a software engineer. She joined Toastmasters for improving her communication skills, and I have seen in past over a year major improvement in all the skills that I can say and confident in Toastmasters.
So yeah, now we are moving to table topic session where Chennai is going to handle that. So and Chennai is the one who doesn't need any introduction in our club. So for everything, for everywhere, and for whatever the roles, and she will be ready. So that is Chanda, and she's attempting her project as a active listening skills. So to achieve the listening skills, we will have to listen to someone, right? So by taking some roles, we can do that. And she is taking a table topic for today. Table topic being acting as a table topic master. So she will be attending her project. The purpose of this project is for the member to demonstrate their ability to listen to what others say. So yeah, that's the session for. So to explain more about the table topic, she will be on stage. I welcome Chanda.
Thank you. So then you guys might be seeing that there is some flow gap, right? Just because at the last moment we have to ensure that there is nothing which we are missing. So that's why. But if we communicate, the things will be fine. So as we have the theme two-way communication, so it's more pressure on me just because I am very bad at active listening. Listening is not active listening, listening only. So I will just tell everyone is aware, Ms. Who are the guests, right? Whether you guys are aware about what is table topic. Okay. Anyone who has been consistently as a guest, they might have noticed, right, what table topic masters introduces as a table topic. So if you would like to give it an effect, and then if there is some gap, I will address it. Sure.
So,
Would you like to come here?
Yeah.
Your good name?
Yeah, my name is Kaushik. Hello everyone, my name is Kaushik. I work at PayPal as an engineering manager. So I've been participating in offline Toastmasters club. So I'm aware of the format and the table topics in particular. So it's more about YouTube random topics and we'll have to come up with speeches. It's more on dynamic thinking and speaking on the spot.
Thank you. So he has addressed it very well. It's just that I will tell that what exactly it happens. Just because when we are in office, sometimes we are just sitting next to each other and we are attending meeting just because we know what the meeting flow will be. And then we get lost in the conversation and all of a sudden you hear, hey Chanda, have you done this? And I don't know what they are talking about. So on impromptu we have to say something. It's not that we should project that we were not listening just because it will create a bad image. So that kind of scenario, it will be prepared. And it's not something that we have to prepare upfront just because we have been doing when we were kids also. When your mom is calling and you were doing something mischievous, you will, no, I was doing this. So that we have already done. It's just that in Toastmaster we have a particular format. So here I will be giving you a particular topic and you have to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. So I want everyone to utilize proper 2 minutes so that my active listening, I can test it. And you have a grace period of 30 seconds. So timer Toastmaster Satya will be showing the green card when it is 1 minute, yellow card when it is 1.5 minutes, and when it is 2 minutes, he will be showing the red card. So who will be taking the first topic? I want someone who is a Toastmaster so that guests can get a feel of it. You have to encourage by grabbing. Welcome. How would you handle a situation where the other person refuses to listen and you have to share your approach where you will be ensuring that the other person at least starts to listen to you?
Okay, coming from a friend circle that doesn't respect me a lot, to put it in a nice way, I get interrupted a lot and spoken over a lot, and obviously it is part of like friendly communication. Even in my office as well, like sometimes with my manager or with my colleagues, there are times where I feel that I'm not being heard out. So the general strategies I apply are first hearing them out completely, and once they are done speaking, then I start making my points. And if I get spoken over a lot, then I just move away from the communication. So that kind of signals to the other person that they are not completely hearing me out. It might sound a little bad, not proactive, but it is something that works for me. So until I come up with a better strategy, that is what I have been doing, and hopefully some of you will have good suggestions for me.
Thank you. So, as he told that let the other person speak and let him finish. Just because because it happens. I am a very much talkative person, and until unless and then till the time I am done, I will be keep on interrupting. So the same point which he told, if I am allowed, okay, you speak your point, and then other person will be in receiving it. But if we keep on interrupting, things will not go fine. So I think this strategy, I have seen it working for myself. So thank you for that. Would like to take up the next topic? You have to. This is New Year. You are thinking that I can sit and just warm up the chair. That's not going to work. Yeah, okay, you two are coming anyway. It's a two-way communication. We can have both.
Please come.
Oh, it's fine. We will take the. You can come this way. Describe a time when a misunderstanding was resolved through effective two-way communication.
Misunderstanding happens in the family a lot. So whether it is between husband and wife or kids and parents, but how it gets resolved is a challenging or a difficult process. So to get that appreciation from the other person, right? So when there's a misunderstanding, to make sure both understand that misunderstanding is the biggest challenge. So that is one thing that first probably I try to make a person understand that there is a misunderstanding here and we need to have a communication about it. Otherwise it's like, no, what I said is right, what you said is wrong, there is no misunderstanding here. Right? So that is a strategy that that's the thing that happens in the discussion with the other person. So if I'm talking to my son, for example, I have to stand by my, I have to be assertive and say that you have to listen, and understand the points, why I'm seeing this misunderstanding, and then you can tell me what is your take on it. Okay? So he has to hear me first is what sometimes I take with my son. With my husband, it's more like me trying to listen to what he's trying to say, why he's thinking that this is misunderstanding. And then I say my points about what is my understanding about his misunderstanding or misunderstanding. Right? So we continue the conversation until somebody says yes, we get it, or maybe it's just left misunderstood, or it doesn't get resolved. Yeah, it's more of active listening from both sides and trying to make the other person listen to you also, and help you solve it.
Just because she is mom, she was able to take the authority and you understand. First, see, there is some misunderstanding. You first listen to me and then you can put up your point. But when we are in a family or friends, so we just because I want to prove my point, which she correctly said, that firstly we want to prove that we are right. That's why. But she told specifically that let's be vocal, that there is some misunderstanding, and then let's talk about it. So that is a very good strategy that I think I will use it, just because yesterday only when I was wishing one of my friend, and then she told, hey, she got a promotion, I was not aware. And 2 days back she was with her. So how can I know the better? So there was some miscommunication, that she was understanding something else. And then when I told that, see, listen, I think you are understanding it way differently, let me correct it. So that's when I understood that firstly, it's not that proving our point correct, it's just that if there is some misunderstanding, let it be vocal and take the authority and then listen to each other. Who is the next one? What's the most important point in a conversation? Speaking your mind or understanding the other person, and why is it so? What is the most important, whether it's speaking your mind out or understanding the other person, and why is it so important? Whichever you are picking.
I would say in a conversation, both are important. What we are trying to convey, and also we should listen. Because the communication is all about listening and also conveying our thoughts. So that is, both are important. We need to understand whether we both are in the same boat or which is. different opinion difference, then we need to discuss and align with mutual.
Speak more about it.
That's all. But I was asked to talk very crisp from my team. That's why I was saying.
Yeah, miss, sometimes when we are given two options, we either think of choosing one or the other. So the great thing which I learned from Deepak is, it's not about choosing either one of them. Why not both? Just because it's both, right? If we just understand the other person and not speaking our point, then also there is a gap. So this is what point I was able to get from this small crisp information which Deepak gave. Anyone else? Come from you. Your smile is telling that. You believe in culture?
Not really.
Okay, then I will give you that point. How do cultural differences impact two-way communication? Share an example from your life itself.
So I have 30 seconds to think about it, right?
Yeah, miss, before you utter a word, you
Can you repeat the question again? What you said?
how do cultural differences impact in a two-way communication? And share any example from your life itself.
Okay, so I don't think that. So when we come from so when people view things very differently, like when our family background, like it all depends on the way that you grow up, right? When two people grow up with very different values, I think it's pretty evident. It's quite evident when we, like for example, when we want to look into a situation. Okay, so like when we. I'm so sorry.
Should I change the topic?
It's fine, I'll do this one. It's not a difficult. When we approach, I feel like like your family, like the way that you were, the values that you was given when growing up really matters. So. So when I'm so sorry, I'm having brain fog right now. I'm not sure if I can do it. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Even though she spoke very less, her point was clear that how cultural differences come. It comes from the family environment that we are coming from. Just because I have experienced this from when I went for a foreign trip, right? So there. Way we were different is from here, Indian culture to there. But it's just that when they smile, I also smile. It was not that I should see why they are smiling. Just because here if someone smiles, we will be, hey, why you are smiling? Is there everything fine? So it's the I think she was having a lot of thought. It's just that she needs a little practice to put into words. But the main essence was from where exactly we get the how cultural differences, how we get it from. It's from the environment that we grew up in. Anyone would like to pick the second last topic? Balaji, can you time or Piyush, can you time? They gave you a little tough topic and I want you to use the word of the day. Do you think technology helps or hinders two-way communication? Share your perspective.
Technology
Helps or hinders communication?
helps and hinders.
Or hinders?
Yes, yes. Yeah, good morning to fellow Toastmasters and guests. Yeah,
topic is somewhat difficult for me as a technical guy. Okay, always my idea is that one, my opinion also, technology will survive and it will grab all the people. But as we complicit with that one, technology won't survive. Along with, we require proper communication. If you give the proper communication, then only other fellow technical guys also, they will know that one, what we are speaking. We have technology skills very high, for example, X guy, but another guy don't match with that much level of technology. Then obviously both are will mismatch. It won't reach the whatever they are saying to second person. So we need to understand that for second person, what is the capability, what is their strengths. First we need to look into their shoes. Then we can give the demo or whatever technical skills, technology explanations, demos and all. It will give the better understanding. So both will collaboratively work together to reach our organization into the next level. With this, yeah, thank you.
Thank you. See, we made one technical guy to a communication guy. Even though he started his point with, I am a technical guy. But after some time, he also understood that even though technology is advancing a lot, but until the other person is able to understand, we won't be able to make the company grow by collaborating. So, all the best for your technical plus communication skill. Anyone who would like to take the last topic? Okay, 2 people. Okay, you both can come. Are you married or unmarried?
Married.
Okay, then this is very good topic for you. There is a situation where you prefer, would you prefer speaking out or being silent? And you can have a little incident that already happened in your family, whether you prefer speaking out or being silent just because that's the best
Should
way.
it be particular to family? No?
Yep, that's why I asked.
That's why you're putting me on the spot.
Yes.
So yeah, good morning everyone, fellow Toastmasters and guests. The topic is around being silent or speaking out. Actually, I would say it is both ways, and specifically when it comes to play days where the emotions are high, right? It is better to be silent, right? Sometimes time takes care of everything, and because it's more about perception and knowledge gaps. And sometimes it is better to speak out because something, if you keep on storing in your mind, right, that's going to make you feel uncomfortable. I don't know.
You have become good family man. Speaking, silence also he used, and with few words. Okay, now I think the point is done.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing that. Just because sometimes, if the emotion is the main aspect is just because if I am in angry mode, if someone is telling me and shouting in front of me, what will happen? I won't listen. But if the person is silent, and then I will think, how come he always used to tell me this way, right? Why he is silent? So I will divert my mind just because my emotion is going in the other direction. Okay, Nikhil, you can take the last topic. What role does empathy play in effective two-way communication? If you have already used empathy in any communication, you can use it as an example.
Yeah, I mean, empathy is an integral part of communication because listening cannot happen without empathy. Otherwise, it is just hearing. For listening, we need to understand the other people's opinions, thoughts, and that comes with empathy, understanding the background of the other person, what are they thinking, and accordingly taking the action. So I think empathy is a very integral part. So, like taking an example, I see that daily in our corporate life. So, when I'm talking to the client, it is important to be empathetic about their needs, what do they want, how it helps them in their business. So, I think it is part and parcel of my corporate life and for any communication with a person or corporate.
very empathetic. That is the corporate world. Just because most of our time we spend there. So if you are not empathic there, your behavioral aspect will be even though we are very technically high, but if we are not empathetic, it will sound like a rude and then either rude or very robotic. So thank you, Nikhil, for bringing that point. So I would end my table topic master by being complacent, being a part of a Toastmaster. I would like to hand over the stage to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Piyush.
So I think Toastmasters have made my life easy. So you brought out all the different facets of two-way communication. I didn't have to worry about anything now. She brought out more extroverts, introverts, family communication, corporate communication. So yeah, she has been very complicit in my activity today. So thank you. And the ways you have brought up was beautiful. Right. So now coming to the one thought that I wanted to say why we face problems as in communication, two-way communication. One is that first thing that we need to realize is that now we try to make the communication better. We try to give, even if we give all the effort, we are all imperfect human beings. Okay. So when you are an imperfect human being, you cannot expect a perfect communication that goes across to the other person. So there is a flow that happens because you have made something as your intention. Like you want to, suppose you want to give a feedback to the other person, or you want to communicate an idea to the other person. Then what happens is that there is a, what you call, you form an intention in your mind, which you have. Then next you formulate it into the words. When you formulate that into the words, there's a transition that happens from the intention that you have and the words that you produce. So in that, when you do that transition involves what you believe in, what your values are, what your experiences have been for the last several years, be it in technical, or professional, or personal, or social life. And on that basis, you do the transition. So when you do the transition, some information or data is lost in that. So you would have heard like lost in transition, all those stuff. So that is what, there is a gap between your intention and the words that you put. Next part of this is that the other person is listening to you. The party, even in face-to-face communication, he has to look at maybe his head is space is filled with other ideas or objects around him. And that ideas and objects, when it comes, he might not be looking at, he may be hearing your words, but he may not be looking at your non-verbal skills, your tone, your way you speak it out, whether you are upset, you are happy, those things might get missed. So again, there is a loss of information when those words are received and the information is received by the other person. Then again, that person interprets that information. Now this person is when he's interpreting that information, what happens? Again, he has his own beliefs, ideas, experiences, and on that basis he accepts that. So all these things, it looks like a detailed activity. All these things happens in a very soft time frame. And when this happens in a short time frame, so you see, there is two things that is happening. Between the speaker's intentions to his words, there is a loss. Then when it is communicated across, and then again it is received by the receiver. So in these three aspects, you see a loss. Now, how will you understand that the other person, the speaker, he will understand that whether the other person has received it? He has to say, the receiver has to give his feedback on that, or he will respond in some way. Whether you ask for feedback or not, they will respond in some way. So when you respond in whatever ways that you respond, what happens is that now this intention again flows back, again with the same process, whatever you thought that this person is speaking, whether he's speaking in a, what do you call, he's shaming you or he's praising you, both ways. So whichever way you do that, that goes back, that flow goes back. So again, there is a loss of information, multiple losses of information that happens, and no one is perfect. Even the best speakers may not be perfect in communicating what their ideas are, what they need. So in this whole activity as such, there is lots of information. So that's where the two-way communication, even when you take it, there's a lot of effort involved. Lot of things when you have to be very active when you are listening all these information, whenever you have to look at their what you call body language, the way they are reacting, maybe they will give a smirk, maybe they will be happy. So you will have to look out for all those things before you say that your communication is, it means whether they receive the communication or not, or they are happy or not. So for example, I will just take it is from my personal life, I will say. So I was praising my wife as such, saying that yeah, you have done a fabulous job and you received an award from she teaches in a school as well, and she received an award. So I said yeah, but then she gave me a smirk like a thing, like okay. So I was said, why did you? I never generally noticed because I thought that I was praised her and my work is done. So I said, why did you? But this time I thought, after reading this, I thought, let me ask you why. And then she said that you always tell me that you go late to office. So I said, yeah, I tell you that you go late to office, but what I am not telling you, it doesn't mean that I am anyway employing you on your work. Your work is different, your capabilities, what you say in the school, and what you do by going late to office is a different activity. So then she understood that no, I am really praising her for her work. Now I try to kind of pull her legs for going late to office. So that's a different game. But that is what I wanted to say as a part of it. So basically what I wanted,
where anybody can communicate with anyone. It's even more important to communicate more effectively and precisely. If somebody says something, the whole world understands differently, and the person who said that gets bashed. We have been hearing so much about this many hour work weeks, and most recently, some childmen getting bashed left, right. So it's very important on what you say and think of how people can take it, right, before saying anything on platforms like this. Yeah, apart from that, coming back to my report. Alright, today the pause filler sounds like were used moderately. Again, I just said which is like a filler word. So is the most often used word today. Chanda and one of the guests used so quite often. And also the word and was repeated multiple times by people. Some of our speakers used okay, that one. This word, that one, was used multiple times. That could have been avoided. More. All in all, I think it was a good session. I have to commend Piyush today. There was a time when he was in a flow, like a keyboard. He was just talking about translation, communication. There was no filler word, there was no repetitive word. He was just in a flow. That was something I observed. Congratulations on it. Yeah, that's all my report for today. If anyone wants specific counts of the sounds and words we have used, please reach out. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Balaji. Now I would like to call upon Toastmaster Piyush, who has been grammarian today.
So as a grammarian today, I'll start with Toastmaster Piyush, who is doing the introductions. So use the word bidirectional, which is an uncommon word, so kudos to you. Then I think in between you were struggling with when to waste, so you could have used something like went in vain. That might have been a better usage. Toastmaster Prabodh used the word prolific, which is also an uncommon word, so that was good. Toastmaster Sumit had good usage of grammar overall. However, in between you said wrote UPSC exam. It would have been better if you would have said appeared for UPSC exam. Then coming to the table topics, Toastmaster Chanda. So earlier actually in your introduction you mentioned time is very much important. So you can change that to time is important because very much does not fit there. Then okay. Then you said active listening. I can test it. It should have been so that I can test my active listening, which should have had more flow. Then actually, I'm really sorry because of the bad handwriting. Even I can't understand what happened. Okay. Coming to our guests. So overall, there were not a lot of grammatical errors. Our guest Deepak, he said talk very crisp. Instead, you could have said talk crisply. Then Toastmasters Satya used the word complicit, which was good. As did Toastmaster Chanda as well later on. Okay, and then you said reach organization to next level. That could have been take our organization to the next level. Also there was a lot of repetitive usage of that one in places where it didn't really fit. Then our guest Kaushik, he accidentally in between said and sometimes, that could have just been sometimes. Then coming to our guest Nikhil, so you said what are they thinking? Generally you say what are they thinking when it's a question. You could have just said what they are thinking because you were trying to show what the other person is thinking. Toastmaster Piyush, again, your speech had good flow and you used a lot of good phrases like multiple losses of information, which is something I'm hearing for the first time, and it was good. Then in terms of mistakes, you said listening all these, so that could have been listening to all these, and teaches and then you used as such a lot after the sentences. That can be avoided. Then coming back to Toastmaster Satya for his evaluation, again multiple usage of that one, that can be improved on. Toastmaster Shivganga, you said all the good points, whatever we speak, you could have phrased that differently, you highlighted the positive points of the speech well. Then another example was a call to people, make them interact. You can call upon two people and ask them to discuss. So that was it for today. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Piyush. Now, moving on to the third part of the evaluation section. And pardon me if I'm going to use my book because that's where the report is. So, starting off, let me just start off with the general evaluation for today's meeting. To start off, we didn't start on time, like we were 6 or 7 minutes late, which could have been improved upon. The agenda was prepared ahead of time, and new members and guests were introduced first, at least those who came before the meeting started. However, the environment, I feel like there were not less chairs. People were scrambling for chairs when they came in because the room was full. And there has been a bit more background noise as well, so it was a bit distracting, especially since I was sitting at the back when the people was there. However, the theme was pretty apt today, given there were evaluations of evaluation and evaluation of TTM, so it's literally a two-way speech kind of thing. And however, the major problem that I faced today, like that I observed, was because when the evaluator was not here, that we had to shuffle a lot. And however, even the Toastmaster Piyush handled that shuffling pretty well. So moving on to the role takers, starting with team of the day, Toastmaster Piyush. This was his first team of the day, and that's a huge thing, especially since I myself have not taken team of the day, and it's pretty huge for me. However, the whole meeting went well, I would say. He explained the structure of this whole meeting really well and handled the change in the structure a bit because of one evaluator being late pretty well. He also expounded on the theme pretty well as well, explaining the whole mechanisms about two-way speech, how it's helpful and why it's really important, and also gave a lot of examples for it. Kudos to that. Some things that he could have improved upon would be, he could have been a bit more loud. I could hear things, but compared to others, I felt your voice was a bit low. In addition, I feel like when you were explaining things, explaining the mechanisms, you were a bit monotonous. So it could have, you could have had a bit more voice modulation when talking about the mechanisms. But again, all in all, I would still say it's a pretty good PM of the day session that you had today. And it was pretty smooth as well. You had not a lot of interruptions and it changes pretty well. Now, moving on to Sergeant at Arms, I cannot evaluate myself, but I did notice that I could have expounded more on the theme a bit more. It was a bit bland, but I would like feedback from others because I must have missed something. Now going on to the president, the presiding officer of the day, she asked for guests intro's pretty well, at least those who came pretty early, and it was a pretty interactive session where she explained the theme and how it gels well with whatever we are going to conduct today. There were not a lot of negative things, I would say, like things that could be improved upon, so it's all good. Moving on to, actually before that, I would also like to discuss how table topic masters work. But the thing is, I'll be just repeating what Toastmaster Shivnanga said. And like she said, she asked for guests to join TTM as much as possible. And also explained her table topic master pretty well. And what I really liked is, like she usually does this anyway, like she continued upon speakers' impromptu speech well and related to them how their answers were with whatever questions that she asked. And I agree with Toastmaster Piyush. Questions were pretty apt, but some of them were a bit difficult, like even I couldn't have answered it. One thing she could have improved upon is she could have suggested or encouraged others to use the word of the day. So moving on to the tag team, again on a high level, the tag team worked pretty well. Timer gave pretty good explanation as well as a pretty good code for the importance of time. However, there were in the report there were some numbered speakers like speaker third or speaker fourth. That was a bit confusing and it could the feedback may not have reached to the actual speaker. But still, it went pretty well, I would say. After, I would say, pretty good explanation of the role and really good high-level report. Things that could have improved upon would be he could have explained the detailed report, but given at the end he also suggested that if anyone wants to know their report, they can just ping him. That should also go. So if anyone wants to know their R100, to make Toastmaster Piyush. Finally, grammarian, pretty good work as a grammarian Toastmaster Piyush. He explained the grammarian's role pretty well. I may have missed this, but he could have also explained that his role as a grammarian is also to track good and wrong uses of phrases as well. But all in all, pretty good. Especially the word of the day. However, I am complicit in not using it, or maybe I used it paradoxically. But yeah. And moving on to speakers and evaluations part, I would say evaluators explained what they are evaluating pretty well. This goes to Toastmaster Satya and Toastmaster Sarjapura as well about clearly explaining what she's evaluating. Speakers prepared well as well. This goes to Toastmaster Satya, and for Toastmaster Satya it was impromptu evaluation. And everyone pointed out really good points as well as good things that the speaker can work upon, and also give examples how they can improve upon those things. Like specifically Satya pointing out Toastmasters moves will be like standing still, you could have moved a bit more. So yeah, all in all, today's meeting went really well. It was evaluation of evaluations, I would say. But yeah, now I would like to hand over the meeting back to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Piyush.
So I would like to commend Toastmaster Piyush for his first technical evaluation. So I think it means the way he's playing and everything. I could feel myself in his shoes couple of weeks, about 3-4 weeks back, and all the what do you call, sweating and everything that happened in my brain, or even if it was not so bad, and all those things. So yeah, definitely it was there. And as we practice, our communication improves, our two-way communication improves, or whichever way we perceive it. So that's why. Okay. So I think we are at the end of the time. I would just like to say that just add that everyone has to put a lot of more effort than we think. Even whether you are an introvert or whether you are an extrovert, whether you think on the spot or you think you pre-plan and try to be a perfectionist, everywhere you need to put more effort to have proper communication where you understand what the other person is, and always take feedback. When somehow I have been a lot more guilty of not doing that, but I'm trying to do that, and I think Toastmaster has been a good way to learn that and improve my skills. With that, I would like now to invite on the stage our presiding officer, Toastmaster Piyush.
So today is quite different. The different in the sense the meeting is not as general. So one thing is first all the meetings will be planned very well, and there is a small changes happened in the beginning in our meeting. That is one unusual thing happened today, and another unusual thing for the guest is like the meeting is full of evaluations. They may be confused what's going on, but those who are the Toastmasters, they know what's going on. But for the guest, it will be complicated. Only today, it's kind of different to us. So that is another different thing happened in this meeting today. So, but yeah, actually I heard somewhere from my mentor and also from my seniors that feedback what we are getting today is all about a feedback, right? Feedback is a breakthrough for a champion. So that is how we learn and grow as a champions, right? So that is what happened the entire meeting today. So yeah, let's move on. By this, I would like to close, but before that, I wanted to hear your thoughts and how you felt as a guest. I invite everyone. Yeah, please go on. How did you feel? No, from you, from there.
Whichever you feel like.
Yeah.
Not comfortable, then you have to go there.
Yeah.
So it was very insightful. I mean, I've never been in Toastmasters before. So to understand, initially I think you gave an impression of what's going to happen, but it didn't really strike me exactly what is the agenda or how it's going to happen. Towards the end is what I really realized. That, all the evaluations and everything, you got to understand until the end. So very formal and very interesting.
Thanks for joining us. It will be complicated in the beginning. You will understand the flow when you keep on attending as a guest also, and you can join us as a member.